Alright guys, let's talk. A couple of days ago, I went to a vending event. Some of you guys might have saw it on my stories. I said that I was going to try to record some footage for you guys, and I didn't. Why didn't I? Because my setup was, for lack of better words, very underwhelming. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but what it is that, like, you guys have known me for a while now. You guys saw, and I'm sure you guys understand that when it comes to decorating things, aside from garments, like decorating decor and stuff, I'm not the guy. I'm not the most, my place is not going to look the fanciest. I'm not going to be able to put it together like correctly and make it look aesthetically like really nicely pleasing. It's just not me. I like to operate in kind of like organized chaos, right? So my setup kind of like reflected that, right? But let me tell you something. For those of you guys that operate like me, or women that operate like me, you definitely need to prepare when you're going to a vending event. And I encourage everybody, every garment decorator, to go to vending events because you can make some serious money at these vending events, guys. My first one was the best one, and every other one, including this one, has been kind of subpar. I went to one that was like totally terrible, but that's because not a lot of people showed up. But this one was pretty okay, but really good in other ways. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what my setup looked like in a little while, but let me talk to you guys for a little while, because I want to talk to you guys, and I want to show you guys, tell you guys what I discovered and some pointers and some tips to help you guys when you attend your event, so you guys can be way better prepared than I was. First of all, if you're not a good decorator, as far as your display and your setup is concerned with your merchandise, you're definitely going to want to practice that setup. And it doesn't take a lot to practice that setup. I'm just always doing stuff. I'm embroidering a project right now for an organization. But you definitely want to practice your setup. You want to practice your setup because it looks aesthetically pleasing, and it makes people want to approach your stand or your table and buy stuff from you. The better it's organized, the better it looks. It just looks attractive, right? Other people's tables were like, had bling on them, and, people were attracted to shiny things, and some people's tables were organized. They had busts, and they had like, the girl that was selling beads, she had stuff. The other lady that was selling little jewelry, she had little rock ice crystals that she scattered across the desk. Listen, other lady was selling rhinestone stuff, and she came with a whole rack. It was really nice. I think I might have some footage on my phone to insert so you guys can see the one lady setup. But the one lady's setup was bad, but she was selling food. And if you're selling food and the food looks delicious, it really doesn't matter what your setup. Her base setup was basic, but she did have a drop cloth to go on the front of the table with pictures of her business name, her business contact, her Cash App information, stuff like that. Had all that, so that was she scored points for that. But as far as the setup was concerned, a few cakes here, and those little small cakes, a few cakes here, a few cakes there, a few cakes there, and she sold out. She was the only one at the venue that sold out. Everybody else sold a little bit. All right, so I sold a nice amount. It wasn't a total bomb. I made enough to pay for the price that I paid to vend at that venue, and then some. Right? It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I anticipated. But after I set up and everybody else started setting up, I came to the realization that I wasn't prepared for this, right? And I want to start practicing and stuff so that when I step into events like this, I'm prepared and my stuff looks really good, okay? I can't be a garment decorator and not come to these events and not do significantly good because it's just my work is better than that, right? And if your setup isn't right, then it just doesn't look good, right? So I'm going to start practicing this stuff, and I want to help you guys, give you guys some pointers. The only thing that saved me at that event was the fact that my stuff is really good. Despite the fact that it was set up kind of raggedy, my stuff is really good. And so people bought stuff, right? It was so bad that one of the ladies that was hosting, that was not hosting an event, but was worked at the venue or whatever, kind of, let me go check on my embroidery fast. Give me a second. All right, yeah. Always got to check on your stuff to make sure it's embroidered good. It's embroidered fine. So it was so bad that one of the ladies that like works at the place, or because it was like at a center, right? Center for women, right? So she came over and she helped me set up my setup, or reset up my setup, because it was that bad. So what she told me was basically I needed some uppers and some lowers. I just had everything laid out on the table flat. And this is how I did the last event too. I just had everything laid out on the table flat. She told me I needed some uppers and some lowers, so we got some stuff that was laying around in the room and we stuffed it up underneath my drop cloth. I did have a drop cloth, and I really thought I was doing something with that drop cloth. Look, it was so bad that if I had to rate my setup on the like the public school grading level, I would give myself an LD. Seriously, if I had to rate myself, that's okay. So it wasn't that bad, but it was bad. All right. So the first thing that I advise you guys to do and to always have, and it goes without saying, and I should have had that, but the first thing is make sure you have business cards with you. Make sure you have business cards with you, because people might want to patronize your business or might want to use your services after the venue's over. So make sure you have business cards. I didn't have business cards, but I did give out my contact. Raggedy. Can you believe that, guys? Your boy didn't even have any business cards. But like I said, I did give out my number, so it's all good. Second thing you guys need to have, some type of drop cloth over your table, but I just had a plain black drop cloth. In the front of your drop cloth, it's not mandatory, but it's advisable. As a matter of fact, it is mandatory. Make sure you have something with your business information, whether it be your address, whether it be a picture of your merchandise, whether it be your website, your PayPal, Venmo, Cash App information on the side, the business name. Have something like that on the front of your drop cloth. That is very, very mandatory, guys. Your information. It legitimizes you, you look better, and yeah, just have it, right? Uppers and lowers, drop cloth with your name across the front. Oh, and I got this thing. This is really cool. It's my little thing with my Cash App information. I had it sitting there, so that was pretty cool. All right. What I noticed that a lot of people didn't have that I had was a POS system. I had my square, my little square. Let me get it real fast. Here it is. My square stand. Nobody had one of these, so I give myself a pat on the back. I had one of these, and nobody else had one. So one up for me. All right. So I was able to take cards, and the majority of my purchases was with. Matter of fact, I didn't get any cash transactions because I had card. So everybody used cards, but everybody else got paid in cash, which is interesting. So if I didn't have this, I might not have made any money. But because I had this, people are quick to use cards. So make sure you guys have a card reader, whether it be Square. And as a matter of fact, your iPhone now can take payments without using any like app or anything like that. And I think if you have a Shopify store, the Shopify POS has an app that you can accept cashless payments via your iPhone. I'm not sure if it works for Android. You guys got to check that. But yeah, that. And another thing that was really, really key in helping me organize was when the lady came over, I pretty much had the majority of the stuff that I had on the table. So my table looked a wreck. I mean, I tried to organize it in a way that didn't look a wreck, but it was a mess, right? And I knew that. You ever go somewhere and get prepared, and then when you get there, you realize that like this isn't going to work out very well. I was just 100% after I set up and after other people set up. I was 100% like oh well, I'm here, I'm not gonna sell that much, or I'm not gonna sell anything, so I might as well make the best out of it. So I'm just sitting in the back, and the only thing I had was my personality. So I'm just sitting in the back talking to people, being nice to people, being, telling jokes and stuff like that. Well, not really telling jokes, but like just, saying little silly stuff, just having a good time. Because I knew, I looked at my setup, looked at everybody else's, I knew that it wasn't going to be that great, so I might as well make the best of a tragic situation, for lack of better words. So, and that's good. While you're at these events, make sure you stand up when somebody walks up to your table and you talk to them and you engage with them, and tell them about your brand or about your business and what you do, what you specialize in, your social media platforms and stuff like that. Talk to them, make a connection, because if somebody sees something that they like at these events, they're kind of like you can get personal with each person, and when you get personal with each person, it makes them want to spend their money with you. All right, so do that. Also, make sure you show them your website and stuff like that to let them know that if they're short on funds or they don't have the money to buy, but they definitely see that something that they like, give them your website. But not only give them your website, get their information. Have some type of way that you can collect their information. Their phone number, email address, maybe even address, but definitely phone number, and email address, and name. Name, phone number, email address. Very, very valuable. Make sure you have something so you can record that stuff, all right? What else? Obviously look presentable. I had no problem with that, but yeah, I don't want that to ever happen again. I don't want to not be prepared. So I did go out to, let me preface that. So what I'm going to do is I have the DTF machine, the DTF printer, and with my drop cloth, I'm going to make some DTFs so I can DTF some information about my business on the front of my drop cloth. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I can put my, my phone number, just some stuff to make it look better. I'm not sure, I don't have it all together in my head yet, but I'll brainstorm some ideas. I'll look at some stuff that people have online. I'll figure out what I want to put on there, and I'll just get it together. But the thing with the DTF printer is, it's not like, it can't like print huge across the front. So I'll probably just do the numbers, you know what I mean, in a long sheet, and press that on there with 2 presses. One press, 15 seconds, and the other side for 15 seconds. And I'll probably do my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and that type of information right there. QR code they can scan. Something like that. Either that, or I'll just get one of those, what do you call those things? Not the vinyl, but the acrylic type of, what's that material called where it's like a banner. I'll probably get a banner made and just stick that to the front or something like that. That would probably be the best, because you can print on the printable banner stuff and just have a big sheet at the front. So that will work, and that will probably be my best bet, to be honest, in front of my drop cloth. But yeah, aesthetically pleasing. Make sure your stuff is aesthetically pleasing. So despite the fact that I didn't sell as much as I want to, I still made some money. But one thing I want to tell you guys is, it's good to attend these events, because if you offer a service like I do, like we do, going to the event, even though you didn't make that much money or might not make that much money, being at that event got me this job that I'm doing right now, and got me a job that I finished up yesterday and dropped off to a lady that was at the event. The same lady that helped me fix my table got a few shirts made from me yesterday. I made a few $100 from her, and lo and behold, one of the other vendors, I knew this girl. I saw her face, and her face looked familiar. Come to find out, I went to high school with her, right? She was selling jewelry. I went to high school with her. And her husband was there, and her husband is a Mason, and he is the president of his lodge. So after a while, we got to talking a little bit, just nothing too deep, but we're talking a little bit, just laughing, making the best out of the situation. And at the end of the event, he wanted my number, and he says, hey, we want some stuff made, and, you know, you do embroidery, you know, so I say, yeah, and, you know, he deals with the shop here in Philadelphia. It's a big shop that the majority of the city goes to. It's been around for years, but he told me what they charge for the thing that he wanted made, and it was like really, really high. So I just knew 100% that I can beat that price and give him just as good, if not better, a quality product. So I didn't slash it so much because it is an involved project and it takes a long time for each one to embroider, but I did give him a nice discount to the point where it's worth using me. And he's the president of a whole lodge, so there's a bunch of them. And I got a box full of garments that I have to decorate for this lodge, and it's not due. They don't need it until like I got it plenty more than enough time to get everything done, but it's making a lot of money. So what I'm saying is that sometimes you go to these events, and even though you might not do good, you might make a really, really valuable connection that can have a significant impact in your business. So go to these events not only to sell, but also to network, and that's what I learned. So let me go ahead and show you what you would need to attend these events. All right, so I do have a tent, as you guys saw when I went to my first event. I bought a tent off of Amazon, so I do have that. But this was an indoor event, and it didn't require a tent because it was indoor, right? And as a matter of fact, the venue provided tables if we needed tables, but I brought my own table. So here's my table right here. It's a little small table. I also have big tables, but I brought this table with me. All right, so it's really simple table. You just pull it out. Boom. All right, you lock that. Pull the legs out. That locks. And then these little, these little notch things right here. You just pull it up, and the legs start going up. Right. Very, very easy, simple to operate. All right. So boom, boom. Other side. All right, easy stuff. Look, I barely know how to get this thing to stay open that good. All right, pull it forward, and that makes it stay open. Yeah. All right, so boom, boom. All right, and yeah, that's good. All right, so there you go. Here's my table right here. Boom. Got my table. Let me go get my drop cloth for you guys so you guys can get the full Monty of how weak my setup was. All right, give me a second. All right. Boom. So nothing fancy here, right? So here's my little drop cloth. This thing is polyester. I think I got it on Amazon, but it's a tablecloth, and it's a tablecloth that fits this size table. And what's cool about it is it has these little things, these little Velcro things, and they fit right underneath the legs right here. So boom, right there, boom, right there. I think I might have bobbin thread right there, so I got to fix that real fast. So boom, drop that around the table, right? All right. And once you put the things under the leg, it gives a nice, neat effect. It makes it look really, really neat. All right, really, really neat and nice and presentable. All right, if I can get it down right. Yeah. All right, like that. That wraps around the foot, like there. This wraps around the foot right here. See what I'm saying? It's really, it's pretty nice. It's pretty sick. It's pretty nice. I thought I was doing something. I thought I, really had something nice and exclusive here, and I did because nobody else had one. But the thing is, it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. Even though I had this, and I look neat and everything, this right here, this ain't it. This ain't it. This is too plain. It's too simple. I mean, it looks nice. It looks professional, but then what? Okay, so I had a bunch of shirts just sitting on here. I had a sweatshirt here. So let me give you guys an idea. Let me grab some shirts real fast. All right. Shirt, 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 All right. Shirt, shirt, shirt. All right. Shirt, shirt. Right? Just a bunch of random shirts sitting all over the place, right? Sweatshirt here, sweatshirt there. Just all over the place, messy. Like, it wasn't really messy, but it was just all over the place. And it didn't fit what I was trying to, the message I was trying to, you know, portray. Like, I guess whatever that message would be, right? I got shirts. It just didn't go right. I had the sweatshirts folded up, and I kind of like tried to do some stuff like this where I draped one over here so you can see the design. And it wasn't working right because it was like you can't really see it, and it was falling over. It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess, right? So when the lady came over and she told me, she was just looking, she was like, Lord, I can tell you, you know. I was like, yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at organizing. She was like, yeah, I can tell. So I'm laughing it off, you know what I mean? Having a good time because it is what it is, right? I'm not going to, you know, my stuff looks a mess, you know. But, I mean, it was organized the best way I could, right? So she said I needed some uppers and lowers, and I had no idea what she was talking about. So what she did was she actually took some of my shirts and she folded them up like this, right? And then she kind of like made like a tier type of thing for it so people can like see the shirts. I'm like, yo, that's creative. It looks good, right? So she was kind of like sitting them on like this, and once she put everything together, it looked a little better, and I felt okay. But it still wasn't what I would have liked had I set it up properly. So I did go to, had I prepared. So I went to Container Store today, and I got to start working on my setup, guys. First of all, I think when I go to these events, I'm not going to use a small table. I got 2 of these small tables and 2 of these drop cloths. And the reason why I got the small tables is because they're very easy to transport. But overall, I just think they're too small. So I do have full-size tables there. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to use a full-size table because when you go to these events and you have a small table and you have to bring your own table, everybody else has a big table. And here I am with this, my first table. You know what I mean? It's just not a good look. So I'm going to start using a full-size table like a big boy and get a full-size table drop cloth like a big boy, right? And I'm going to start setting my stuff up so that when I go to these events, it looks better. So I went to Container Store this morning, and I kind of like looked around at some stuff, and I got, let me put my embroidery back on. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. It was a thread break, but it happens sometimes. So, guys, I went to Bed Bath & Beyond. They're going out of business. Did you guys hear? Anyway, I went to Container Store and I got these things. I found these bamboo things, and this could serve as a nice upper and lower. If it was a bigger table, then it would work a lot better. But this is what I envisioned in my head, right? So I would do something like this, right? And then I have one on this side, and maybe like if the table were big, it will give a better effect. Maybe like one on this side, right? Something like that. And I could put shirts on here, and I'm gonna go on Amazon. I'm gonna get a bust. I sit a bust in the middle with the main shirt that I want to sell on, and I could just have like uppers and lowers like this, right? Something like that, right? Maybe like the girl, like the lady showed me, right? Something like this, right? And then I can have like hats right here or something like that, right? And then, you know, then the front could have like one sweater. But basically what she was telling me, like, I had like multiple of the same product on, like maybe like 5 of these in different sizes or whatever. She said, you don't need that. They just need to see it once, and when they see it, then you go in your bin and you get their size, which makes total sense. So another thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a tote, and I'm gonna put dividers some type of way in the tote so I separate everything by size, because when somebody asked for something, I had to dig through my tote, and it was pretty much a hot mess. It was like stuff jumbled up in there, and that was pretty embarrassing, having somebody waiting for their stuff and you're digging all through and everything's all unfolding and stuff like that. So yeah, learned a lot of stuff, and I just want to teach you guys and tell you guys so that you guys don't have to go through it. But these vending events can be so beneficial to your business. You ever heard the term your net worth is your net worth Your network is your net worth. Is that how it goes? Your net worth is your network. Your network is your net. You guys know what I'm saying. You guys heard that before, right? So who you know can make you a lot of money. The places that you go can make you a lot of money. The people that you meet when you're in these spaces can make you a lot of money. How do I know this? Because it's panning out right now. And I'm doing this thing with this guy, and you know, it has an opportunity. It has the opportunity to make me a lot more money, because you know, with these organizations, there's thousands and thousands of people involved in these organizations. And when people see that they have nice stuff made, they're going to ask them where they got it made. And then that's going to spread like wildfire, and just a lot of potential, right? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, don't get stuck online only. Get out, do stuff, meet people, talk to people, tell people what you do, give them your business cards, get their contact information, talk to them and find out what type of business they're into and what they do, and volunteer your services. Give them something for free. Ask for their logo. Ask them to email you their logo and stuff like that. And guys, let's get to this money. I'm just telling you guys this stuff so you can think of different ways. This bamboo thing is killing me. It's like really hard. It's easy in theory, but it's difficult in practicality. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, so just start thinking outside the box when it comes to making money in your garment decorating journey. Don't get so wrapped up in being online if online is not successful for you. A lot of people have Etsy stores. A lot of people are unsuccessful in their Etsy stores. A lot of people have websites. A lot of people are unsuccessful in their websites. Don't think that that's it for your business, right? Go out, engage with people, go to stores, offer your services, right? Offer your services. Give away some of your services. Give them away a product. Like, look at their uniform and see how you can improve on it, and give them stuff, right? You can make a lot more money in person. I'm not going to say a lot more money in person than you can online, but you can make money both places. But I'm just trying to give you guys alternatives and get your wheels turning so that we can get out of what's not relevant and into more profitability, right? I told you guys we're going to start thinking of ways to make more money. I'm going to start sharing it with you guys, and this is one of them. Anyway, guys, I don't want you guys to end up in the situation that I was in. I want you guys to be prepared when you go to these vending events and things like that, so your presentation is a lot better than mine was. So I'm going to start practicing stuff. I'm going to start showing you guys my setup, and you know, as things progress. But that's just some ideas right there. So I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next video and share some more ideas with you guys coming up soon. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby?
Your network is your net worth. That's how you say it. Your network is your net worth.